Yeah, I want to talk about the artificial sweeteners and their detrimental effects. A lot of people, just about everything diet out there, or anything that's low fat, has artificial sweeteners in it. Now, another thing is, too, I should mention this right now. Anytime you see something that says low fat, a lot of times it has fructose in it. And fructose is actually even worse than plain table sugar for adding fat to the body. It's like it almost instantly goes to fat. I'll just put it that way without getting into all the explanations. Fructose, high fructose corn syrup, fructose. Many times you'll see that in diet products. So, all the willpower in the world ain't going to do you any good. Now, I know I can go totally anorexic when I want to, but I kind of don't bother with it anymore because it's dangerous. And I know I got down to pretty close to, well, ribs were showing pretty well. So I know I got down there pretty far. But anyway, with Splenda and aspartame, which aspartame is equal NutraSweet and Sugar Twin. That stuff. It's been known to cause depression, multiple sclerosis, fibromyalgia, blurred vision, depression, all kinds of stuff, anxiety attacks, and basically a bad feeling where you have like pain in your joints, your muscles you feel sluggish, you feel tired, you feel depressed, you don't have any energy, and you're thinking it's because you're dieting and stuff like that. No, a lot of times it's because you're taking a diet food. It's really a lot of the reason. Another one out there, I know a newer one, is, saccharin you know about. It's been around for quite some time. That's sweet and low. Very dangerous. Now, I also want to point out, on a scale of alkaline to acidic foods, now maybe people aren't aware of this, but maybe they are, usually a more alkalizing diet is healthier, and also it's more conducive to making an environment that's hard for cancer to grow, like when you have an alkalizing environment. Now, I'll give you just to digress here a little bit, because it's really about, the ill effects of artificial sweeteners. But just to digress a little bit, two foods that are very much on the top of the list for causing an alkalizing effect on the body are lemon, which the lemon itself is acidic, but it's when you eat it, it has somehow, when it's processed in the body, it has an alkalizing effect. That's number one. So if you put a little lemon in water and you drink it, that's actually very healthy to help alkalize you, and it's probably more potent than alkalized water that's made in a machine. This is a little trick, okay? Because that's very much a cost-effective trick. The other thing is watermelon. Actually, that's another one that's very alkalizing. It actually has a lot of nutrients in it, and it's very cheap. So that's important to remember. Now, one out there that is new is Splenda. I don't want to talk about this too much because, you're going on a limb when you're attacking a major corporation that's making a lot of bucks and has got a lot to lose by anybody criticizing it too much. But it's also known as sucralose. They say it comes from sugar, it's natural and all that type of stuff. But they've had studies on animals, not so much on the humans actually give you feedback, and they figured out that the same effects occur on them. You'll probably see people that say this, but anyway, there's been studies done on animals that show their side effects from, like, even Splenda, the newer, safer stuff, supposedly, quote unquote, and I think people know this, that they cause depression, mood swings, anxiety, gastrointestinal problems, chest pains, runny nose, cough, and sneezing. Basically, like depression, mood swings, and anxiety, which is definitely not what you want caused when you're trying to lose weight, because sometimes people gain weight or have excessive weight because of their mood. It's sometimes food is comfort. So if you take something that actually causes you to have less comfort, where, in your mind, what the hell is going on there? So, that's actually going to cause you to actually eat more or want to eat more, right? Because that could be the underlying cause why some people eat more. Now, I'm going to say this, a couple different things. First off, for sweeteners, and man, I know the women that look at every freaking calorie. Does it have 1 calorie in it, 2 calories? Actually, you know, I've seen women and young women which would criticize a package because they figured out when something says no calories, it actually means less than 5 calories. So it's like if it has a calorie, I mean, you blink your eyelash or some crap, and guess what? You used a calorie. I mean, you're that freaked out about a calorie, which is, you're nuts. But anyway, if you want to make a person that's younger female that wants to even be crazier, just take some, and it's a big joke with them anyway. So, just take Splenda, Saccharin, NutraSweet, Sweet and Low, whatever the hell it is. Whatever those brands are, can't remember all of them, but Sugar Twin Equal. Just take that stuff and you'll even be nuts. And actually sometimes the problem with a lot of this stuff is like, I'm telling people that want to be healthy in a normal way what to do if they want to get fairly thin. Not anorexic, but get fairly thin. Basically stay away from all the artificial sweeteners. And stuff like honey. This is good stuff, and actually get the darker one. This is not a bad brand, Dakota Clover Honey, a darker brand, and Nectar. Nectar is good stuff too. It's got calories in it, but it's really not that bad. And I did mention yesterday that most people take Hoodia the wrong way. It's an appetite suppressant. You chew it. It's just like the African warriors used to do in South Africa. They used to chew on his cactus. It's South African cactus. And it helps suppress the appetite. You didn't just some people take the pill and it's like it's a capsule, but it's got the junk inside of it. And it doesn't taste good, but it does suppress your appetite. You'll notice you'll have a little less anxiety where you feel like you have to eat something or something. It'll calm you down a little bit. It has a calming effect. And it has a little bit of a stimulant in it, like natural stimulant from a couple plants that are in South America that will give you a little more energy at the same time. But stay away from, Equal, NutraSweet, Sugar Twin. It's in all these diet foods, left and right. Splenda is in there big time. And like I said, at least from what I read about Splenda, it was actually, it's got a little bit of chlorine in it or something like that too, which has been noted for pesticides. But I've also read, and I haven't tested this myself, but supposedly it was good information. If you took Splenda and you put some water mixed with it and you put it on surface, and there were some ants and they go by and eat it, they die because it's basically supposedly a neurotoxin. So that would make sense if that's why animals get depressed and have anxiety and mood swings. Now I also want to point out something else, because I want to give a bunch of tips on this, because actually I do know every single trick there is for losing weight. I don't look at a scale, because if I look at a scale, I'll get into competition mode again. And it's actually dangerous. I'll go down. I'll get to the competitive, how low can I get it? Or actually I really concentrate on body fat, because I could never really get my weight that low. I'd have too much muscle. But if you decide, one thing the problem is when people lose weight, it's like how they feel. They feel sluggish, they feel tired, and actually it's their mood. They get depressed. So you definitely want to avoid any of the artificial sweeteners, because they cause depression, they cause anxiety, and they cause mood swings. Now, what you might want to do on the opposite side is take something like 5-HTP. I have some bottles. I don't take it all the time. You take 5-HTP. That can actually raise your serotonin levels in the brain, which can actually give you a little more willpower. Niacin has been noted for fighting depression, anxiety, and schizophrenia. I mean, not to say that you have these things, but it could help you elevate your mood a little bit. Actually, the B vitamin complex has been noted. A lot of times you'll see a marketing thing on the B vitamin complex on the outside of the vitamin. It says stress tabs, your higher doses of B vitamins. Well, a lot of times that could help elevate your mood, or give you a little more insulation against having, I call it insulation, a little bit more protection against anxiety and depression, because you'll get a little bit anxious and depressed when you're cutting calories. So anything you can kind of do to boost your mood a little bit actually will work very much to that, to help you lose weight. So, sucralose, saccharin, sweet and low, equal, twin, I don't know, whatever else is out there. It's artificial sweeteners are very dangerous because they cause anxiety and depression, and actually that's the exact opposite thing you want to have when you're trying to actually lose weight, because psychologically it'll be much more tougher for you to lose weight that way. Now some people do it anyway because they do other crazy things, throw up and whatever else they got to do, take X-Lax and stick your fingers down their throat and puke and do whatever they got to do. I don't do that shit. That's crazy. But there's women that do that, so I don't know, I shouldn't joke about it, but I don't know what the hell they're trying to do, but they're doing something. But anyway, the thing is, with this stuff, it's like you want to keep the psyche of the mind in a very positive attitude. And that's why I actually even have to say, I don't have the device right in front of me right now, but Soda Instruments makes this BT7 Bio Tuner, which is emits a frequency. They sell it as a relaxation device, basically. They don't actually say it cures anything, but if you start thinking about it, as a relaxation device, it can actually raise the dopamine and serotonin levels in the mind, which can actually give you a mental edge when you're trying to lose weight. There's a few things it can actually do. It can actually, if it raises dopamine, which actually you start thinking about, all this stuff is all related. It's far more related than you think. But if something raises the levels of dopamine, which I think the Soda Instruments BT7 BioTuner could, that is actually Parkinson's Parkinson's disease where people shake. That is actually a symptom of a lack of dopamine in the brain. So you see how all this relates? So if you went and starved yourself by took a lot of aspartame, Equal, NutraSweet, Sugar Twin, Splenda, and other garbage like that, saccharin, and NectaSweet, or whatever the hell it is, that's another gimmick name, NectaSweet, you will actually damage your nervous system and cause yourself to have depression and anxiety. Now, if you're older, I'd imagine that could affect your mind in such a way to bring upon other worse things like Parkinson's. Who the hell knows, right? I mean, really, it's just a theory, but who the hell knows? But if you're younger, you're doing these things, you're just a lot of people don't give a shit when they're younger because they're like, hey, that's 10 years from now I'll be 30, or 10 years from now I'll be 27 or some shit, right? They don't think about that, but actually you start looking at some people when they're 50 or 40, some people when they're 50 or 40 look like they're 25. And if you do these wrong things when you're younger, you're never going to be that way when you're older, period. You're just going to be a wreck. And you're never going to lose weight long term, ever. And if you did, you would probably have skin that has a gazillion wrinkles on it because you'd be lacking so many nutrients. But, some people, they just do what they want anyway. Actually, I could tell you that a lot of people, even if, you told them exactly what to do, and then not, take this stuff, and you can give them all the valid reasons not to take Sweet and Low or anything like that, and watch very carefully what's on the diet packages, like a diet food labeled packages, because a lot of stuff in there is not diet food, they still will not do it because a lot of people are attention seeking and they want the attention of even having a problem. So you can actually have people that go so far on diets that they love the attention of being anorexic, so they continue on being anorexic because they have they want the attention, which fits in with the profit-motivated psychiatrists and psychologists and all the other pharma people, which give them other crap to take, which they love because it's more like, I have a psychosis, I have this problem, and I'm a victim, and all this other bullshit. Those kind of people, actually, if you told them, you spelled it out to them and you showed them exactly, what would work for them that would be good, and what would work for them that would be bad. They would just do whatever, because you know what it is? Their whole focus is they want to be a victim. That's their whole focus. They want attention, they want to be a victim, and that's just how they are. So actually there's a lot more people like that than you think. So my message is not for those people. The hell with them. They're nuts. But anyway, just avoid saccharin, sucralose, NutraSweet, aspartame, whatever the stuff is out there. I can't remember all these damn names. Sugar Twin, Equal. Stay away from them because they'll cause depression, they'll cause anxiety, they'll cause mood swings, they'll hurt your nervous system. And when you have these mood swings, it's going to be that much tougher for you to actually lose the weight. Because when you have a good positive attitude, you're not thinking about the food for one. When you're depressed, sometimes depression is a trigger for people to eat. So you're defeating the whole purpose doing it this type of way. So for the people who actually want a positive, good life, the message that I'm giving out here is not for the people that are seeking attention, want to be a victim, love anorexia for the freaking attention. Sometimes they actually have it for real, but then there's other ones that don't. So just want to add that in there. But stay away from the artificial sweeteners. There's nothing diet about them at all. They're poison.